I expect that when I'm going to get a Bible like this, it's going to be nice, but I'm always surprised, or I'm often surprised, when I actually open up the box and look at a Bible like this. Just what a great job a company like Holman does with their Bibles. They're not the only ones doing a great job, but I will say with this Bible, I'm really impressed, especially for the price which you're getting with the Holman Handcrafted Collection Bibles. And I really recommend these Bibles, first of all, if you just want something that is going to be really well made, but also if you're looking for something that might be a really nice gift for someone. They have a few different editions now available in the Handcrafted collection, such as the Ancient Faith Study Bible and a single column Bible. But this one here is the Verse-by-Verse Bible. So this is really good for teachers, for example, because the verses are separated out, or really any student or someone who just wants to be able to write notes on the different verses in the Bible. This is a really good format for that sort of thing. So it says here it is verse-by-verse layout. It does have some wide margins for writing in. Cross references, and this one is in the brown goatskin leather. They also have a black goatskin leather edition of this format, as well as a brown bonded leather cover, and I will compare this Bible to the brown bonded leather edition later in the video. When you open the box of the Handcrafted collection, they do have a little card here, or a slip of paper that tells about the Handcrafted collection. And then it is wrapped in, I believe this is all actually just one piece. So I really like the way they did this. Just all with one piece of paper, kind of origami style, but it wraps the Bible and keeps it safe during shipping. And also I think it just adds a little touch of something nice, as well as this little piece of paper here. And as you can see, a nicely printed box. And all of this just signifies that you're getting the higher quality Bibles from Holman here. So it is a blue color box with gold print on it. Very nicely done. This one, I would say, has a little bit of a thicker feel to it. It seems like it's really nicely made. The back of the box tells you about this Bible and all of the different features. Some really great things about this, obviously the fact that it has a goatskin leather cover, which will be really nice and durable and also very nice looking. Has a 10-point type, so very readable. Smyth-sewn. The paper in this is really nice too. And we'll take a look at what this looks like. But this is very, very nice, and it retails for $149.99. So what you're getting in this Bible is really quite a bit for the price. You can actually get this for less than $100 right now on christianbook.com, and I think about $120 on amazon.com. So really, really good for the price. Let's take a look at the Bible. So here's a look at the brown goatskin. It's quite a dark brown. Someone described it as kind of a chocolate brown. And one thing I like about this, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but it has a really nice grain to it. It is perimeter stitched, as you can see on the edge there. And the spine does not have raised hubs, it has tooled hubs. Now that's just a matter of preference, which you would rather have. One nice thing I think about Bibles that don't have the raised hubs is I think they might tend to lay just a little bit flatter. But also in the hand, I can see how some people might prefer to have something that doesn't have the hubs. I will say that in looking at this Bible, I just think they really executed everything very well. There's really nothing to complain about with this Bible. It has very nice gold gilt page edges with a very light, I think kind of a reddish hue, or kind of a berry red under the gold. And as you can see, the text block was put very nicely into the cover and is a very good fit with the cover. So the gilt line frames the text very nicely. You can see that gilt line all the way around the text there in gold. The paper itself also is very nice. So you're seeing here in the book of Psalms, it does not have a lot of ghosting. It's also line matched, so that's really helpful too. And there are 3 ribbons on the bottom here, black, gold, and red. I believe these are double-sided, have a sheen on both sides. They are not angle cut, they're just straight cut ribbons, but they are very nice. And they've really, I think, over time just made little tweaks on this Bible to keep improving this edition. When you look at the inside, you'll see it is an edge-line construction. It has a nice, simple presentation page here on a pretty light cardstock, but it is cardstock. And then we have the title page, the publisher title page, and then here's the copyright information. And it is the 2020 edition of the CSB text. You can see it's printed in China in 2021. So here's the table of contents. You can see everything that's in this Bible. It does have an introduction to this translation, the Christian Standard Bible. I really like this translation a lot. I've talked about it on my channel, and I highly recommend it. Here's the Old Testament title page. And when you get into the book of Genesis, you see here it is a double column format, but as it says, it's verse by verse. I like the 2 color scheme, so the verse numbers are actually printed in red, which helps them to kind of be distinguished from the text. If you're looking for the verses, I think you can find them very easily if you want to find the verse number. But if you're reading, your eye will tend to focus on the black text as you're reading. Also has some nice little extra design features. And on the bottom, you do see at the very bottom are the translator notes. In the corner of the page at the bottom, there are cross references. As you see here, you have very nice margin space on the outside there. And actually, even on the inside margin, there is decent space. Now, one thing you may have noticed earlier when we were in the book of Psalms, and I'll go back to a poetic setting, or a poetic section, I should say, that there's actually not a stanza setting for the poetry. It's not technically a poetic setting. It's just the regular verse-by-verse format, which is what you're seeing in the entire Bible here. But the point of this Bible isn't so much to distinguish between poetry and prose. It's more just to be able to look at the text in a verse-by-verse format, much like you would see in a lot of King James Bibles. So my preference, first and foremost, for cross-references would be to have them either in the center column or on the side. However, for this format, I can understand bumping them down to the bottom corner so that you can have pretty good wide columns here of text, but also you have nice space for notes on the outside of the text if you want to write things in the margin space there. I like some of the formatting things that you see in the Christian Standard Bible, like the Book of Lamentations. You see the acrostics, I believe these are the different letters of the Hebrew alphabet that correspond with each of those verses. Continuing to leaf through the Old Testament, we get to the New Testament, and there's a nice title page for the New Testament. You can see, by the way, on these title pages just how little ghosting there is. This paper, I would say, really is quite nice. It's not necessarily like the Netherlands quality of paper, but it's very good quality for the price that you're paying for this Bible. No complaints at all with this paper. Another formatting thing about the CSB is that the New Testament quoting the Old Testament will be in bold font. So you can really see those Old Testament quotes stick out in the New Testament. Another thing you'll notice about this edition is that the words of Christ are in black letter text, which honestly, for people that are teaching, it might be nice for them to have all of the text in that nice dark black font. When you get to the end of the Bible, the biblical text, afterward you have a table of weights and measures, and then the CSB concordance. So there's some nice extra help material in the back here. And after the concordance, you have some maps. The maps are printed on that light cardstock paper. It's not glossy, it's a matte finish. And they are very nice, I think very easy to use maps. And then you see the tabbed construction on the back there. So again, for the price, I think that what Holman is putting out with the handcrafted collection is really nice. It's really, really a good bang for your buck, I'll put it that way. And one thing I like about this one is even though they don't really make a big deal out of it being a wide margin, it's really more advertised as a verse-by-verse. It still actually is pretty manageable. I can carry this and hold this pretty easily, but then when you open it up, it does have some pretty good margin space there. And of course, the construction and the materials and the color scheme all are really very well done. If you don't want to spend quite so much though on this edition, this format, they do have a bonded leather edition. And this is the box for the bonded leather edition. You can see it actually looks quite a bit like the handcrafted collection box. It is a little bit smaller though, but a lot of similarities there between the two boxes. And the bonded leather edition retails for $69.99. What's great though, I'll give you a look at the bonded leather here. It's still very nicely made. It is a paste down construction, but it looks like they do have reinforcement tape there at the edge, and it is a bonded leather, so it is made out of leather material, which I think they put that together in manufacturing, but it still should hold up quite well and not be as expensive as goatskin if you want something more affordable. But what is great is when you open up the text block, you'll see they are really the same text block. The paper in both of these, I think, is pretty much the same. So that says a lot for this Bible. If you do want to get the less expensive edition, you're still going to get the great text block. The differences are the cover, also the page edges. They do have gold on the edge of this bonded leather edition, but no art gilt under the gold, which you do see here in the more expensive edition. Also, the cover is a little bit larger in the goatskin edition. The text block goes right up to the edge there, or pretty close to the edge. There's a little bit of overhang, but not much. So a little bit more cover protection with the expensive edition. And also the ribbons in the newest edition are the wider ribbons. These are pretty thin or narrow ribbons, but they are, I believe, double-sided on this edition too. Both of them look nice though. They really are both very nice Bibles. And as I said, you still get good quality paper in this Bible here, just not some of those extra features that you get in the handcrafted collection. So the bonded leather is a nice option for an economical choice, but if you want to have the really good, high quality, very durable edition of this Bible, or you want to give something really nice as a gift to someone, I really think this is a wonderful option for you in the handcrafted collection now in brown goatskin, the CSB Verse-by-Verse Bible. I hope that this review has been helpful to you, and if you have any other questions or comments that you would like to put in the comment section, I would love to see that. But thank you so much for taking a look at this Bible with me from a fresh perspective.